This project began with, I guess, a dream after having lived for a few years in Europe and just really getting used to being off-road all day, every day, for miles and miles and miles. We used to visit friends in Holland 4.5, 5 hours away and not touch a road. And I thought, yes, we can do that. I presented this dream to the governing body at Auckland Council, Mount Roskill, 30 years' time. This is how my day is going to be. And we have a community which is diverse, deprived, all of these things, high health risks, and feel that being able to get around active modes of transport is going to have all the benefits that we heard earlier. We were a little sketch to Auckland Parks, and I just got to thank the Parks team who started with that little sketch and have developed a full detailed plan, which began with the thank you to NZTA with the backbone of the cycleway alongside State Highway 20 and existing about 8 kilometres of extra paths that we've put in. And they had a vision which I loved of connecting the maunga, the streams, the coastline with corridors that can be walked along that provide ecological routes for birds to repopulate. We've got wood pigeons, we've got these kind of things coming back into our area, and of course rain gardens and the likes to recharge our groundwaters. But we are here about transport, and this plan has got a lot of support from a number of different stakeholders, not in the least Matthew Rednall and Community Transport at Auckland Transport, and we thank them very much for their support, which this first couple of sections we're putting in is going to provide a key link between through the Roskill Grammar, which has about 3,500 students, 500 staff, and our goal is throughout the whole area is to provide completely off-road access for our children to walk and cycle to school. And this first 2 links coming from Memorial Park into around the high school, through Keith Hay Park and then up and over to our coastal paths is going to be just a wonderful connecting place. We're going to see some firsts on this. We've got a section of road with Copenhagen-style pathways. We're going to have some safe on-road routes with the sharrows, with providing clear signals to motorists that, hey, this is a place where you're going to coexist with cyclists. We're hugely excited about this. And down on the bottom, we've got sections that are off-road, and this is much more, there's a pathway that's existing there now. We've got the Oakley stream, which is just the grass banks, and the idea is to provide this ecological corridor, restore the stream, and provide just a great and wonderful place to recreate, to commute, and to be. So how did this happen? Well, I just thought it might be valuable just to provide a few, I guess, tips. I've been a fundraiser for the last almost 20 years of how do we get these very capital-intensive projects off the ground. And I guess it's got to start with relationships and understanding officers and decision makers, understanding their role, understanding the organisations they sit within, understanding the decision-making chains, and helping them in their business case to put to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. Part of that is understanding the political weight that's required. You know, what's it going to take to get the right outcomes? And it might mean getting yourself elected. It might mean getting private sponsorship. I just look at what Bevan has achieved, and I just take my hat off to the enormous support that he's got in terms of getting that Skyway project off the ground. Very important in terms of presenting a compelling case, to put options, to weigh with evidence-based information the consequences of this factor or that factor. And lastly, everything has a time, and understanding the objections, flushing those out, and then being able to adequately respond to those objections. At the end of the day, if people can't come up with more objections, well then you're well on the way to getting there.